Hi.
Greetings.
Welcome to the Saturday Chat.
Here we are again.
A whole nother week.
A whole nother week has gone by.
We're almost done with January 2025.
What the heck? Why?
I'm still not done with Christmas. I don't know.
Doing?
It goes so fast. It just goes so fast.
It does. So this week, we're back to one of my favorite guitar players.
Yeah.
And somebody that I never really strived to play much like because I thought his style was so unique.
Yes.
That, I borrowed ideas from him, I guess, through the ages, but...
Influenced by him without trying to mimic him?
I never tried to sound like him for sure because I think he is a very unique and stunning approach to guitar.
Yeah.
To put it mildly. And
Truly
that is
beautiful.
Lindsey Buckingham.
Yes.
And Fleetwood Mac.
Yep.
So, I think we've covered some of their songs before.
For sure.
In the shout out.
Yes. Yeah, for sure we have.
Been a little while though.
It has.
I think, since we've done one.
Yeah.
And this one was a lot of fun. We've been talking about doing it for some time. There's been several requests for it.
Surprisingly, several requests for it.
Several requests at our live shows recently too.
Yeah.
So we decided that
We oughta.
it'd be a good time to add it.
Yeah.
To the repertoire.
Put it in there.
Put it in there.
It's Gold Dust Woman. We won't keep you in suspense forever.
True.
Yeah. Gold Dust Woman. So, if you aren't familiar with us, that's Dave. I'm Ashley of the band SugarLimeBlue. This is Janet, one of the many cats that have showed up on our property and taken up residence, evidently in my lap today. So, Janet Janet says hi to Rascal. So, hi, Rascal. We're glad to have, we'd also love to see pictures of Rascal, the cat that looks similar to Janet. I'm very looking forward to cat tags on this channel.
If you're just tuning in for the first time, we talk about the songs that we're going to cover.
And other random subjects.
While we are, just chilling out, having some fun.
Chatting. We're just chatting. You can join us.
Sharing what we know about the material and just what we think about and reflect upon the song.
What's kind of happened this week and what we anticipate for the next week.
So, Gold Dust Woman. So first, there's a couple things about the Gold Dust. I guess that she spent time when she was a kid growing up. She was on Gold Dust
Avenue,
Lane,
I think it was. Avenue Lane. Yeah, one of the two.
One of those.
Yeah.
So
that was the first story.
Well, I read that was part of the name for it, but then later on, when Hole and Courtney Love covered it in the 90s, she admitted that the gold dust was a metaphor for cocaine use.
Yep, and a lot of the content of the lyrics had to do with the relationships kind of going sour at that time in Fleetwood Mac. And for me, Rumors is that's the album that
one of the greatest albums of all time. If not the greatest album of all time, right?
It is the 11th Fleetwood Mac album.
I was going to say, did you know how many albums they had before you beat me to it?
That feels like a lot of albums to be at this juncture. So,
well, only two with Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks.
Okay, so the Fleetwood Mac that everybody is completely familiar with. Yes.
So at this point,
still, it's a lot of ground that has been covered.
Yes.
Prior to arriving at Rumors, which is fantastic.
I mean, that just goes to show, stick with it, right? 11 albums in, and then...
Well, I think they had a lot of stick-to-itiveness, especially given the rockiness and the camaraderie.
Sure.
Because there were some poisonous things going on, and I'm not even talking about the drug usage.
Well, I mean, the relationships are pretty toxic and then only can be made worse by drug and alcohol abuse.
Right. It magnifies the things that are going on.
But they sure did write some good music.
Oh, yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
So did you know that when Stevie Nicks brought this song in, which I wasn't surprised after reading a lot about Stevie Nicks and a lot about her, the song was an 8-minute folk song. That
get it, Stevie.
Basically alternated between just a few chords and vocals.
That feels a lot like what I bring to you when I've worked things on guitar, because it's pretty much, here's 2 chords, can you please make it better? Okay, 3 chords.
So she brought it to the band. The producer worked on it quite a bit for a long time. They did 7 or 8 takes, and happy with any of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they recorded on a different date later on in the recording session, much later. I think it was like months later. They recorded 7 more takes, and what we hear is the 4th out of those is what they deem to be the best.
I mean, you're looking at what, like 14 takes? Really, so, 14 or 15 takes? That's really not...
No.
That's not terrible.
Well, back in those days when tape cost a lot of money.
I know, I get it. You better come in with your stuff done.
So the song features Mick Fleetwood breaking glass.
Okay. What about the howling bit at the end? Because I actually really love the howling bit at the end.
And then also he's playing a...
Like, was the glass breaking purposeful?
Yeah.
Okay, it's part of the song.
There's a harpsichord run through a phaser. That's also played by Mick Fleetwood, and they had to mark it with tape so that he knew which keys to hit. Because he's not a piano player.
Yeah, I can get that.
And then, what else was interesting about the recording of the song? Oh, I found this to be very interesting. Stevie Nicks wrapped her whole head, except for her mouth, in a black scarf. So, to try to...
Channel.
Yes, and to, like, basically sensory deprive herself.
Okay.
So that she could get more in the mood of the song.
No, I get that. I feel like I haven't gone to that particular, through that methodology, I'll say. But I've done some things to get in the mood of a song. Like, we have lower lighting in the studio. We have lava lamps. I have, you guys have seen the scarf on my mic stand. I bring in a rug that I stand on barefoot, like I do at our live shows. It's
you're talking about when we do our albums.
When we record, yeah. So I can see, like, trying to get into some like trying to get your physical self in the brain space that you're trying to convey, or the emotional space that you're trying to convey through your vocal. I can see, like, doing that. That's not something I can say that I've tried or that I particularly wish to try. But so, good on her for doing it.
We should inject that our recording process is a little different than our Sunday shout-out process.
Absolutely, yes.
What we're trying to maintain is an authentic, like what you would hear from a performance from us. Like,
yeah.
But maybe in most cases having just learned the song the day of.
Yeah, like in kind of all cases. Hey friends, go to SugarLimeBlue.com right now to get your hat and t-shirt and our new Roots guitar logo. See you there. Yeah. At this point. Well, when we first started the shout out, a touch of history. When we first started the shout out, it's when Twitter first began, or rather, we first began a relationship with Twitter as a band. And we started making friends with people across the globe, and everybody was really scattered. So we had a couple people in Spain and a couple people in Brazil or Germany. I'm just sprinkled around and all over the United States. And we were at a point where we were both working full-time outside of the home jobs. We had a young daughter who was still in school, and we thought, or Dave actually said, we're not going to get out to visit folks in Spain for a little while, but I want them to feel like we see them, and I want to engage with them and let them know that we care. And he came up with this beautiful brainchild that was the Sunday shout out.
It's kind of fun.
For giving a cover tune was the original thought, and dedicating it.
Song,
yeah, a song. And dedicating that to one of our Twitter followers, and it was Twitter specific for quite some time. And then we branched out to
until Twitter became
Facebook.
Actually,
well, we branched out to doing some friends that followed us on Facebook, or some of our in-person friends that we met, and they only follow us on our newsletter because they signed up for it at the show, or our parents. We as a birthday present, we started doing the shout out as
we've hit a wide range of people.
As an I see you to the people who have decided to follow us for however long amount of time they've decided to follow us.
The best way to get a shout out, by the way, is to like and comment on our videos
on YouTube. That's the best way now,
because then we see you now.
Or if you see us live and you go, hey, when do I get a shout out?
Yeah, and you name a really great song.
You name a really great. Well, we don't always go with the song that is requested. We sort of pick a song. Well, we do pick the songs with our heart, and I feel like the people that need those particular songs get them by and large.
A lot of times.
I feel like it resonates with people, and I feel like even though it might seem a little random.
Sometimes we do the song as requested.
Yes, yeah, we do, absolutely. Oh, there's claws out. Okay, just go roll slow for me, Janet. Thank you. Okay, so she can be scary. She doesn't know how to pull the claws in quite yet, but so it has morphed into an 11-year project where we've never missed a shout out, including the week that we honored our friend and brother Russ, who was our bassist and passed away suddenly. So we didn't play a song, but we memorialized him. So we've been present every single week for almost 600 videos now.
That's a lot.
And I'm still loving it. So all that to say, at the beginning, we had a large catalog of songs that we could just go, oh, we haven't done this song yet. Let's do this song and dedicate it to this person who's been active with us. And then we some of us ran out of songs that we knew, and other people knew songs, and they were like, oh, let's do this song. And I'm like, I've never heard that song before. So I started having to learn a new song every week pretty early on. And we've gotten to the point where...
I had to learn songs pretty early.
Oh, for sure. We picked some random stuff, and Russ would pick really random things. But we are definitely at the point where, unless we're doing a retro shout-out, and some of those are still fairly unfamiliar to us because we're not playing them at our live shows.
Not all of them, yeah.
We're trying to revamp them, so we have to reimagine them. But a lot of the songs at this point are new to us songs. Not that we're unfamiliar. I've heard Gold Dust Woman about 1 million times, and I'm exaggerating. I've heard Gold Dust Woman hundreds of times with no exaggeration.
And the point is to maybe not sound exactly like the original.
Oh, for sure.
We don't invest
they already did
a whole
that.
lot of stock in doing it exactly like that, because
they already did that. And
even though that's maybe the gold standard to some, it's
just not our goal.
It's not our bullseye.
It's not our goal. So the other thing is we want it to feel, because we're dedicating it to one of you who are watching from home, we want it to feel like you've been invited over and we're jamming for you. You said, hey, do you know this song? And we looked it up and learned it, and we're like, how about this? How's that sound? Sing along with us. What do you think of it? So we try to keep it fairly organic. We're not going to let glaring mistakes stay, because I don't want to listen to it over and over again and cringe when I hear something. Mostly, they are very organic mistakes left in. Like you hear hiccups and things, you know. Yeah. I mean, we do that. But part of the reason we leave it in is because we want you to feel like imperfection is okay, because none of us are perfect. And that includes music and musicians.
To make music, then we could just have.
We can do that now. We can just have our computers make our music. So we want you to feel that organic. The mistakes are part of the beauty of it. The space in between the notes are part of the beauty of the sound. So that whole thing, we want to bring you along for the ride. So we do leave some bits in there that perhaps are not our shiniest moments, but that's so that you feel like part of the process with us. So yeah, thanks for being here for that. That's amazing. Yeah.
We're having a great time.
Yeah, we are.
And we're looking forward to next. Like, if you're still with us, make sure you smash that like button, comment down below, let us know what you want to hear coming up.
Yeah.
And make sure you subscribe.
And do we have a question of the week?
Yeah, just
what's your favorite Fleetwood Mac song? And is 100% of Fleetwood Mac listenership post Stevie Nicks joining, or are there people who really like the pre Stevie Nicks?
Yeah, there definitely is.
Like, what are some of those songs? If you are one of those folks that really enjoys the prior catalog, what are some of your favorite songs from them?
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week.
See you next week. Thanks for being here.